Well, welcome back everyone to our summer wellness series. It just keeps going by so quickly week by week, and we're learning so much information. I don't know about you all, but I know it's been like drinking water from a fire hose. And I know some of you have said, oh my goodness, I'm still trying to catch up on all the webinars. But again, that's why they're pre-recorded and they're yours to have for as long as you need to keep them to get the information. Beauty for Broken Wellness is just been so privileged to bring all this information to you, have all these wonderful guests and expertise in their field and that you're getting to hear from. I just can't thank each of them enough. And as you know, these webinars are just for educational purposes only. These are for just to help you get information, assess and evaluate where you are, and kind of think, okay, well, what's the next step I need to take in that particular realm of health? Or maybe somebody you know. Maybe it's not you, but you're like, oh, my sister or my, best friend or my husband might be able to use this information. So please do share these things with people you love. But anyway, we are here today with one of my dear friends. We've known each other for, gosh, 20 years. Debbie Zito. She's historically a pediatric physician's assistant. I'm going to tell you about her in just a minute. But this is one of my favorite topics. Debbie is going to talk to us about genetics, epigenetics, and just how beautifully designed and created by God, that all of this ties together with our ability to live in abundant health. And so I'm going to tell you about Debbie, and then I'm going to let her talk to us in this segment. Debbie lives just off the coast of Georgia on a charming little island called St. Simons, which is my hometown. She has cherished her years of practicing medicine in the Golden Isles for over 30 years as a pediatric PA. Using more of a holistic approach to her care, Debbie has helped thousands of families over the years create a wellness plan for living a sunny, vital, and energetic life. She partnered with Lifevantage in 2016 after having great personal success with the very products, and she very quickly saw the vision that she could share her love of helping lead people to better health and opportunity on a global platform. Known to many as the Sunshine PA, and you'll see why that is in just a little bit, Debbie is celebrated for her wholehearted love and unwavering passion in everything she does. Her mission is to help others realize that they deserve abundant joy and abundant health. And Debbie, we are so grateful for your time today. Thank you for being with us.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you, and you literally are sunshine in my life. Such a joy to see you today and catch up. We were able to catch up a few minutes before this. So thank you for all you do, Julie, because you really do spread light in a lot of people's lives. And I appreciate you. And you've been a gift to me. You were part of my life during a very hard time. And we were just talking about that. So I'm so thankful for you. And thank you for the opportunity. I love to talk about health and wellness. And I'm going to talk about some fun things today. Certainly, I'm no expert in this, but I have been truly passionate about learning more. My favorite saying is this: the more you know you don't know. And try to dive into a genetics topic and create a presentation. I could just spend hours and hours, but I'm going to take a little bit of time and go over some of the basics. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And as we go along, feel free when you're watching this to ask any questions that you have, or ask those to Julie, and I'll be happy to reach back out to you and answer any of those questions for you. So Julie asked me to talk about epigenetics and nutrigenomics, and I immediately thought God's incredible creation. If there's a way that I can explain to you today how God is so intricately in the design of our genes, I will have accomplished my mission. So today we're exploring the connection between our genetic code and God's beautiful divine creation, and giving you some ideas of how you can honor it and protect it through epigenetics and nutrigenomics. And at the end of this, I want you to know that there is hope. I have so many friends all the time. Now I'm in my 50s, and some of my friends are just moping about being older. And they say it is what it is. Well, it's not. I'll just say that. It is not. It is never too late. So let's talk about the basics so some of this makes a little bit more sense. So I always love to start my presentations with this: God gave you one body, one incredible body. So take care of it because it is the only place that you are going to live in. So when you have good health, it circles right back to good life. And as I was walking and praying on the beach this morning, I was thinking about some of the things that, bombard all of our brains, the stress of life. And if I could just this, if I could have this, the wants come into play. And I just stopped myself and I said, you know what, Debbie? Be thankful for this, that you are in good health. Because I've really, really worked on this all of my life, but especially over the past 8 years, you guys, I was about to turn 50 and I was literally falling apart. I lost my beautiful, sweet mom right at the age of her 50th birthday to cancer. And we're going to talk about genetics, how, we're half of our mom, half of our dad. But I look at myself now and I think, I am so much my mom. I look like her, I talk like her. And right before my 50th birthday, I just didn't feel well. I was losing my health and I thought, what if I have cancer? So this is when my study of really getting down to cellular health and fixing us from the inside out. So this is good health and it circles back around to good life. So let's just talk about the basics. I'm in pediatrics, so I like to make things as simple as possible. So here we are, we're made of 37 trillion cells. And inside the cell, there's the control center, the nucleus, right? Inside the nucleus, 46 chromosomes, 23 pairs made up of these basic elements, nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, and their acidic counterparts. So the beauty in this is the DNA strand. So chromosomes are made up of all of these little DNA strands. You can see it in this little picture here. It looks like, this little X. But each strand has 3 billion nucleotide bases. Okay, we weren't created by chance, you guys. There is no question about this. And so cells, we're regenerating all the time. And every cell before it dies shares this code with the new cell. So think about this as code. So your DNA is your blueprint. It's your code for life. It's your instructions for building your body, who you are and what you look like. But this is the fun part. We've learned that we can turn on and off the genes of the DNA. So when you look at this visual, you'll see the DNA. If you pull it all out, it's a long strand. When you wind it up, it's a double helix. And genes are little sections on there. So kind of like beads on a beautiful string of necklace. So just to give you the visual, we're going down to the cellular level. Now, this is so much fun. In 1990, the National Institute of Health and the Department of Energy created this 13-year or developed or started this 13-year project called the Human Genome Project. And you know what this was? For me as a medical professional and so many people, this was hope. Can you imagine I would have loved to have been part of this team. So at the time they thought, okay, maybe there's 70 to 90,000 protein codes in there. Well, ultimately they identified 25,000 of them. And also the 3 billion chemical base pairs that make up our DNA. The president at the time was President Clinton. And I was researching this the other day about what he said that day, and this is what he said. He said this: today, we are learning that the language in which God created life, we are learning the language in which God created life. We are gaining ever more awe for the complexity, the beauty, the wonder of God's most divine and sacred gift. You're a gift, Julie, you're a gift to me. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about this. Like I said, this provided hope. Can you imagine the technology that people could create, and look where we are now? So let's talk about epigenetics. So epigenetics, epi means above. Okay, so above our genome. It's how environmental things, how environmental influences can affect or modify your gene code. Remember I said this, Julie, you can flip those on and off. Okay, this is a big diagram. It's a lot to study. I will not quiz you on this, but I love it because it talks about this cool feedback loop. So epi is above or beyond us. Think about what can affect that gene code. The food we eat, the stress we're under, both emotional and physical stress. This is why I fell apart. I was under a lot of stress, and I was eating well, I was exercising, I was doing all the right things, but it affected me. And that's like what I said, what if, like my mom, this is gonna express, maybe I have a dormant cancer gene in me. So toxins, we're exposed to toxins every single day. You know, the food and everything, the water that we drink. Do you know when they take, they've actually studied this, the umbilical cord of a brand new baby. They've been able to identify over 200 toxins in an umbilical cord of a baby. And there's been 85,000 chemicals introduced into our world since the Industrial Revolution. It's almost shocking, and it's just getting worse. So here's a little visual. Some of you may be too young to not know what a CD is, but this is great for me. I remember when I got my first CD and my favorite music, and you put that CD in, that music, the code, when the CD player read the code, I could hear my beautiful song. Think about your DNA as your code, and then let's picture a CD with the music on it. What if I took a CD, Julie, and scratched it up? Okay, is it going to read what if it had one scratch? Even one scratch could mess up your favorite verse on there. I thought it was the coolest thing when they came out with the CD disc cleaners, because they could smooth them out and take the scratches out. Okay, so this is just a visual example of epigenetics and how, you know, we could keep it nice and clean, or we can let environment toxins and all of those things mess it up. This is really cool. There's been a lot of studies on identical genes, same DNA, right? But let's say these identical twins were separated at birth, and they grew up in two different environments. One was very loving and nurturing and had amazing food. They grew their own crops and fed, you know, whole foods to this amazing twin. And the other one was taken in a whole separate environment and raised differently. Do you think that they're still going to look and act the same in their 20s and 40s and 50s? Definitely not. So here's an example of how it can go through a generation. So we know now that a woman who is a smoker, who smokes during pregnancy, they can induce epigenetic changes in not just 1, 2, but 3 generations, all the way to the unborn daughter and her daughter's reproductive cells. So this is the good news. Your DNA is not your destiny. When I was in PA school, we used to think maybe 50% of it was predetermined. And then it went down to 40, and then it went down to 30. And guess what? Now it is now down to 10%. That is good news to me. So you can change the way your genes are expressed. So I like to think of my body as a whole. Every day I wake up, thank you, God, I am alive. What can I feed my cells today? Because I know if I nurture my cells from the inside, I'm going to be better on the outside. So when we do that and we optimize our gene code, it's called biooptimization or biohacking, hacking into the gene code. So we can choose to be hijacked, but I prefer to be biohacked. So this is neat. You know, I pulled up this was probably last year, because I was interested in people are living longer, but are they really healthier? So it's kind of a conundrum to me, because back in 1925, the average longevity age was 59. 2015 was 79. Well, gosh, I love to, if you have not read any of Dr. Mark Hyman's information, it's amazing, because he's actually studying these people that are living well beyond 100 years of age and what they're doing. So, you know, I want to be 100 and some and dancing, and I know Julie does too, but we want to be healthy 100-year-olds, right? So here we go. We've improved health span and lifespan, But yet, I've never seen anything like this. 33 years of pediatrics, and I'm seeing adult problems, adult diseases and illnesses in children. We're seeing neuroatypical diseases, cancer. This is just, it's crazy to me. So nutrition, right? What we feed ourselves, not just food, but what we're feeding into our body is key. Your cells love good nutrition. So nutrigenomics is just the big word of how research or how nutrients and natural compounds affect our genes. And I know Julie probably has had some amazing speakers talking about nutrition, but it's just about optimizing your biology, and your cells need the right food. And we talk about what we take in every day. So let's just talk about the basic element, oxygen. When we were born, Julie, the very first breath of life, there's nothing sweeter to me. My dad's an OB/GYN, and I remember I always knew I wanted to be in medicine, and he brought me in. These were the days where you asked a mom, hey, can my daughter come in and watch your delivery? And so I went in and watched my first delivery, and I just was thanking, I was almost on my knees, like, this is so incredible. That first breath, and every single breath thereon, to everything, it's incredible what happens through metabolism. So guess what's happening though? Every time you breathe, your body's an incredible machine. What does it do, Julie? It gets rid of waste, right? Every breath gets rid of toxins. So that's the oxidative process. So you're creating free radicals, or this trash, every second of every day. And as when we're young, we do a pretty good job, unless we have some genetic defect that affects us, or an autoimmune disease or something that slows that process down. So, every second of every day when we breathe, that's the common denominator, we're getting rid of things. So those free radicals are just bad guys. I look at them every day. I'm like, okay, you're not going to bother me today. I'm going to get rid of you. So that imbalance, we do a pretty good job of getting rid of them, but sometimes we get an imbalance of the system, and you have a buildup of free radicals. That's called oxidative stress. And it's the root cause of hundreds of diseases and illnesses. I mean, you could just see on here, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, asthma, allergies. Oh my gosh, I had horrible respiratory issues before. So again, another visual, what happens when you put metal outside? It oxidizes, it corrodes, it rusts. So we're kind of rusting. Julie, we're sitting here having this great talk. We're just kind of resting as we're sitting here. And cell rest leads to wrinkles and cell damage and inflammation, aging, disease, and cell death. So here's the apple, starts as a pretty apple. Take a bite. How many of you have taken a bite of an apple and you leave it on your counter and you forget, and you come back and you go, wow, that browned pretty quickly? A banana, I put a banana on my countertop and forget, and you have a brown mushy banana. So this is just a visual of that. That's what oxidative stress does to your cells. This is interesting. This is a 69-year-old veteran truck driver. And, in the US, we drive, so the left side of your face, you're in the left side, and look at what the UV light has done. And I'm the first to tell you, I love the sun. I mean, Julie knows I'm out, I protect my skin. I love what sunlight, how it makes me feel, but I am very cautious because I know it increases my oxidative stress. So these are just visuals. So, and again, that imbalance of not being able to get rid of the free radicals is oxidative stress. Now, the cool thing is God gave you the ability, the natural ability. We're all born with internal antioxidants, and they're at birth. Now we can consume them. They're secondary, or what we call direct antioxidants, but I like to make them. So I want to keep myself strong and healthy. So some of those names of the internal antioxidants are glutathione, superoxide dismutase, SOD catalase. So those are important only because I want you to know that God created each of us with the ability to heal ourselves. So it's about getting rid of all the junk, clearing out the junk, getting rid of the waste so you can perform better. And I know Julie is just as passionate about this. We've both been on a health journey to do just that. So we are doing everything that we can to heal and protect this one beautiful body that God gave us. So that's what we want. We want more good guys. They're antioxidants. They're already inside of us. And I mean, I could sit down and eat a bucket of berries every day. I love greens. My mom, God bless her, she'd be so proud of me. I hated these things when I was little. I liked hot dogs. I wouldn't go to my friend's house unless they had hot dogs. And now I can't even have a hot dog. So all of these things are great antioxidants. So like I said, I'm 58. So right before my 50th birthday, I fell apart and I found this beautiful solution for me. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. I found something that would increase my internal glutathione. Like I said, this is your mama antioxidant. And probably many of you have heard that you can do IV glutathione. You can take oral glutathione, which is just not very effective. I've seen some good results with IV glutathione, but it's very expensive and short term. You want to keep consuming all of the natural direct antioxidants that you can: Brussels, broccoli, kale, cauliflower, some meats and dairy, although I'm very careful with those because there's a lot of additives and hormones and things in there. But we need that. We need this mother antioxidant to protect our immune system. And this just depletes as we get older. And so that's when I heard about activation. So activating the body to do what it's intended to do. So about 8 years ago, I started these products and ultimately I partnered with this wonderful company. It's called Lifevantage. It's a nutraceutical company who focuses on holistic health. And for me and Mike and our girls, it's worked beautifully. For everybody, it's different, but it's made a huge impact. And the beauty in this is that these are natural herbs that actually go to the cellular pathway called the NRF2 pathway, which is the pathway that turns on your internal antioxidants. So I'm not supplementing, I'm activating the body to perform better. So, and this is what it does. It actually increases your internal glutathione by 300% in 120 days. And also those other antioxidants, SOD and catalase. So I remember that yucky oxidative stress, I talked about it. It's clinically proven to reduce that by 40% in 30 days. And it helps me bio-optimize my body. It helps neutralize millions of free radicals per second because it just made sense to me. I remember when my friend told me about this, we can take them, which is important, but we can also teach the body to make them. And so it upregulates survival genes and just supports the incredible body that I have. And this just shows a visual. I told you I can eat a lot of blueberries, but I don't, well, maybe I could eat 11 pounds. But vitamin C, I would not recommend 120 vitamin C caplets. I studied that because I had pretty significant reactive airway disease. And there have been a lot of studies on the benefits of supplementing the body with vitamin C, but vitamin C, a lot of it in the gut, they just don't agree very well. So, it's the choice where I said, okay, I'm loving activating my body. So I'd love to show, this is so fun. When Julie and I were talking, I just kind of started searching how you can really see, because like I said, your body was not created by chance, but I wanted to see some of that. and show you some of that. So this is where faith and science are in harmony. And I pray every single day that we can do this more, because do you know how incredible and how much better everything would be? So scientists found proof of God in the DNA code, and this is so cool. So let's go back to the DNA double helix, okay? And you've got the 4 nucleotide bases in all of the DNA, and these are instructions. These are instructions for many different message sequences, and it's 3 billion letters long. And again, there is no way that this code was created by chance. So when you unwind the DNA, you'll see there's little bridges in there, Julie. And these are sulfuric bridges between the nucleotides. And what's neat is that they were able to identify there's a pattern to the bridges. Every 10, there was a bridge. Every 5, every 6, every 5. And then it would repeat 10, 5, 6, 5. Well, why 10, 5, 6, 5? So it's been, dove into a little bit more and studied. When you take those letters and correlate them with the Hebrew alphabet, each letter kind of reveals a hidden truth. 10 is the letter Y in the Hebrew alphabet, which is Yud. 5 is H, which is Hey. 6 is V, which I've seen it Vav or Wav. And then H again is Hey. Yud Hey Vav Hey. And how beautiful is that? This is the name Yahweh. It's literally, it's so neat. It's literally written in our DNA. I just love that. If you go just a little bit further, I know you've seen this, Julie, but I love, love, love this. So Yud equates to the word hand. Hey is behold, Vav, nail, and again, hey, behold. The name Yahweh means behold, behold, the nail in my hands. I just love this. And I want to show you one more. So laminin. So I studied laminin in depth. So very simply, it's a fibrous protein and it sits right outside of our cells. Think of it as glue that keeps everything together. And it holds all your tissues and your organs together. And so I just want to show you, and you may have just seen it because I actually flipped to the next side, but look at what it looks like at the cellular level. It is literally a cross. I mean, you are just uniquely, fearfully, wonderfully made. It's all about healing the body from the inside level and just remembering this every day. I pray that each of you, every single day, can honor your body, trust that God created you with the ability to heal yourself, be your best advocate. I've been a provider for so many years, for so many dear families, and I love my families for asking questions, for questioning me, for asking me for more solutions. I honor that. You are truly your best advocate. So I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So that's just what I wanted to say today.
Wow. I mean, I could go on for another 40 minutes, Debbie, about the beauty in that presentation. Wow. I mean, I literally kind of got emotional just watching those connections you were making. And we do say, I say to my clients all the time, our bodies were created and designed to heal themselves. And, you touched on this too. We're all so genetically and uniquely made that it is a journey. And the fact that you're that type of practitioner that says, I welcome you to ask me questions. And I say this on every segment: find a practitioner like Debbie, find a practitioner that supports you and says, hey, let's make some connections here. Let's talk about just you personally and not just your physical, what the labs are saying or what this marker is showing us, but how are you emotionally? How's your stress? Because you said you were eating well, exercising, but your stress level, we've talked about this a lot. Your stress level was such that your body was breaking down into cells. And
Exactly.
I so appreciate what you're doing and thankful to the Lord that you have discovered Lifevantage and what it's done for you. And if you guys want to hear more about Lifevantage and biohacking and all the things that Debbie has discovered in her own health journey and helping so many people with their health journey, I can contact you with her. Or Debbie, is there another way they might find you? Do you have a website or?
Yes, yes, actually, and it's been an honor to really, and an eye opener over the years. I always felt like I've had a holistic approach, but I am honoring it so much more than I ever have because, like Julie just said, I fell apart. I thought I was doing the right things. I was teaching my families to do the right things. Why? I mean, why was I falling apart? And there was obviously a reason. God opened so many doors, friendships, and just has illuminated my life. And so Lifevantage, it couldn't be a better, who wouldn't want to be in a position to take, be at a vantage point to take advantage of their life. So the company is called Lifevantage, and that's my link. It's debbiezito.lifevantage.com. But I would love for you, if anybody is out there and has any questions, I'd love to connect with you personally because we are each uniquely our own individuals. And I love to just talk with each person a little bit about their needs and desires and see how we can bio-optimize them a little bit better. And it's a little different for each person. So we've been very blessed, and I'm thankful to share because it did make the greatest impact in my health. I mean, I was telling Julie right before this, 3 years ago, when I needed her help. I mean, I'm a whole different person. And I thank you for that, Julie, for giving me the tools. And that's what this is today. It's just another tool to put in your wellness tool belt. So thank you for having me today.
Oh my goodness. I know. And we do talk about that. And like you said, it's everybody's journey is unique and God's not going to waste it. If you're listening to this and you're suffering and you're like, I don't even know what else to do, or no one's really listening to me, or there are people out there like Debbie and myself who will sit with you and just listen and if we're not the person or if our path that is not the one for you, we can help you find the right person. But don't sit and feel like what you're going through is normal or that it's okay to just be living in that space of settling for feeling bad all the time. So, Debbie, thank you so much. We are so honored that you were with us. And if you guys want to connect with Debbie, just let me know or follow her on her website. And we hope that God continues to bless what you're doing, Debbie, and touching so many lives and that little sunshine. That's just what you spread everywhere you go. And so, thank you for sharing a bit of that with us today. All of you have a great week, and we'll see you back next week for another segment of our summer wellness series. Have a blessed time.
Thank
Bye,
you,
Debbie.
Julie.
Thank you.